Hey, how do I sound, guys? Clear? How was that with the trailer playing beforehand? That was my first time doing that. Awesome. Oh, let me adjust the chat. Man, yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. There were some really increasingly common technical difficulties. So today we're going to work on something new, and I might be revealing the next comic I'm doing. Here it goes. Oh, thanks, man. I edited the ad myself. I'm doing pretty well, having a pretty good week so far. You know, just working a lot and wrapping up some things on that project I was working on the side. So now I can do a little bit of other stuff like this. And that project I've been working on, it's NDA, so I haven't been able to post any of it. It's non-disclosure, so I can't really share any of it until the collaborator makes the announcement that I'm the artist on the book. And then I can talk about it. But in the meantime, it's been like this, you know. How are you, man? For anybody wondering who didn't read the little bits of the ad, that's for Knights of Camelot. It's on Kickstarter right now. It hasn't launched yet, but if you go to the website linked in the video description and you click Notify Me, it'll let you know the day it launches, which is going to be on the 28th, I believe. So I'm launching it on a Tuesday because I say that's good for Kickstarter. I don't know. Yeah, so. Oh, nice. What are you cosplaying for? Comic-Con? So, you know, it's funny, I didn't even think about what I was going to do on this page. You going by yourself? You going with someone else? Oh yeah, could you ask me the question again? I'm sorry, dude. Or just copy and paste it, since I don't want you to have to retype it. I remember there was a question you asked me, and I'm trying to remember what it was. And I wanted to answer it on stream because I thought it was something other people might benefit from if they had similar concerns, you know. You can see my cat in the corner. It's just chilling out back there. So the question is, hi Ryan, it's been a while since I've answered. I hope you're doing well, blah blah. Dialogue with, sorry, I mean, I hope you're doing well. When you started making your own comics, your own story of your own art and your own dialogue with your own script, how did you start that all off? And was there any times you felt like early on that you just weren't ready, or that sometimes just stuff got in the way and it was really annoying, and due to that I feel just less motivated to start my own work, even if it's just a little story of sorts? And that last question I would have asked because I kind of forgot, even though it's okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I the way that I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I don't know what it's like for other people. The answer is yes. There's definitely times you're gonna feel like you're not ready. I kind of still sometimes feel that, even though I'm also impatient to get my stuff out there. Generally, I do feel like what essentially happens is you decide to put it out even if it's not ready. So, meaning it's an artist is never going to think their work is ready. It's just you're always going to be in a place where you look at it and you think, man, this could be so much better. But you got to understand that you're working in comics, which means it's an entertainment medium. And entertainment utilizes art in a way it's different. It's like your art will be judged on its value and its attractiveness, etc. But it's also going to be judged on the effect that it has on the viewer. And so like you can't really predict what the standards are for what people are going to see in your work and how they're going to react. And also in comics, there's this thing where a lot of artists improve over time as they work on their book. And then people go and they read the first, bit of it, and they get excited because they see, oh man, this guy improved so much over the past, X many years or whatever. So I would say being ready is a matter of perspective, and you should just do it. And even if your art's really awkward in the beginning, just do it, because you're going to get better as you go. And if you wait until you're like the perfect artist or even a great artist, it's going to take you a really long time. So, yeah, and as far as things getting in the way, like that's never going to stop. You are always going to have crap getting in the way. I mean, this week alone, as I've been trying to work on this stuff, my actual job, right, which is what this is my actual job. While I've been working on this stuff, a ton of personal, family obligations, friends that I had to call because they were dealing with some tough stuff. I had to go to 2 different funerals for people I loved. It was like a lot. It's a lot of shit. And then you just kind of go like, okay, when I get the chance, I go back to work. And that's just the way to do it. You can't, there's never going to be a time where it's convenient to chase your dream or to do the thing that you love. It's never going to, you're never going to find the right moment. Think that things like this, guys, your creative dreams, you kind of need to think of it sometimes as like that really beautiful person you want to talk to, whatever you're into, guys, girls, whoever's listening, right? If there's like, let's say, assuming that I'm talking to a guy, I know I am with you. So if there's like some really attractive girl you want to talk to and you keep putting it off and you keep going, oh, I'm going to wait till I lose some weight. I'm going to wait till I build some confidence. I'm going to wait till I have more money so I can buy better clothes so that when I go and talk to her, I'll look a little nicer. Within reason, that's fine, right? But if you put that off for a long enough time, that opportunity is going to go. Because if she's that great, someone else is going to swoop in and talk to her. So you want to see your dream as that. It's like, if you keep waiting for the right moment, it's never going to come. You are always going to have just things trying to get in your way. Life is never going to stop rolling. Problems will come in perpetuity. So you just don't make excuses. And I'm being a little bit flippant because obviously there are situations where you will have to take a break from work, right? I had to take time off to see my family because my grandmother died. Things, it's like, but you don't then take a year off because you're too heartbroken. You just because it's like, also, this is art, so any difficulty you're facing, any impatience, anything that you feel, and even your lack of confidence, right? Even if the main feature you have right now is that you think your art is crap, put that energy into the art. That self-hatred, or that feeling of contempt for your own work, go for it. Yeah, but don't wait. Waiting, you don't know how long you got on this earth. But yes, I often had that feeling of like, man, it just feels like everything is jumping in the way. Hey, what's up, Johnny? What are you working on, Johnny? You said you're drawing? Drawing what? Madara says, no, I understand what you're saying. I honestly appreciate it. It's just that recently I've been trying to work on my manga one-shot, but the problem is I haven't actually been working on it. Yeah, so, I mean, I never know. I never know exactly how to help in situations like that. I mean, if you don't have time, that's one thing. If you're not working on it because you're just like not in the mood, you know, there's nothing. I can't help with lack of motivation because as many problems as I've had both in and out of my work, motivation's never been an issue. I love doing this, and I often can't wait to get back to it when I'm out doing stuff. So. But I also understand that if you don't like your own work, sometimes you avoid it the way a person might avoid looking in the mirror if they don't like their haircut. Properly working the script and actually making some character designs and stuff, mainly for 3 characters, I find really crucial. I don't think it's like a motivation. Okay, it's a lack of concentration. I see, which then causes frustration. Yeah, at some point you gotta like kind of go easy on yourself. If you feel like you're not enjoying the work, it means something's wrong with the work, I think. Like if I'm working on something in comics and I'm drawing something like this, and if it's not fun, like if I'm not enjoying it, I stop and I do something else. Like I figure out another angle. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to reveal the print proof I have for the next comic I'm doing after Knights of Camelot. This comic arrived first, so the print proof for Knights of Camelot is coming any day now. Maybe tomorrow. Could be, I mean, do you feel like you're not concentrating because you don't enjoy with what you're working on? I see. You just answered that. Yeah. So you kind of just have to start it. Like, I mean, doing character designs is great, but you should actually just start the main book and get that moving. And some of the characters, try designing them on the page. Anybody watching, by the way, please give the video a like. Help a brother out. A Yakuza dude for a tiger with a tiger for a head. You should check out the work of Kim Jong-gi and anyone from Super Ani because they're amazing artists and they have a lot of stuff that looks similar to what you're describing. You would love it. It's so good. Broken Blade! What's up, man? Welcome, brother. Sorry, 1 second. Oops. Oh, Madara, you got to look at Kim Jong-gi. In fact, anybody watching this who's friend of the channel or anyone on my Discord, if you have any access to Kim Jong-gi images, if you have any saved pictures of his work, or if you're just want to be nice for Madara here while I'm streaming, just or whenever you want, just find your favorite ones and post them in the Discord, because my goodness, never has there been such an illustrator. He's so good. But anyone from that publisher, Super Ani, is just top shelf. Incredible work. Yeah, Kim Jong-gi was great, man. It's really a shame how young he died. Artie's in the chat. What's up, man? I'm sorry I missed you. How you doing, man? You've been posting some great stuff, man. I'm sorry I haven't been around as much the past few months on and off. But I'm definitely gonna be doing some regular streaming for the next few weeks, and probably into July, or rather probably into August, because not just because things are going to be easier schedule wise, I'm hoping, but also because I'm promoting my book, so doing more and more streams and making sure I maintain some kind of presence. How's it going, Artie? Artie says, doing okay. Drawing recently, I got into Robert E. Howard kick. Oh, nice. Was reading it and listening to his Cull stories. Pretty cool. Can recommend it. Yeah. I haven't read much of Cull. I'm a little on that one, and the one that's like Brent Macmorn, I think it's called. Something like that. I don't know much about those two characters, but they do seem really cool. Cull is kind of like proto Conan. Yeah. Artie, if you're on a Robert E. Howard kick, can I make a recommendation? Let me know if you want to hear my recommendation. I won't even make it until you say yes. There's Robert E. Howard stuff that I recommend more than Cull, and even more than Conan. And Broken Blade, I can't quite say what this is for yet. I'm like just casually drawing it on the stream because I got to get this page in, but we don't have a contract where I know that I'm not supposed to share too much of it. So let's just keep this between us that I'm for now. It's not like I'm purposely working on a page with no spoilers for this project. I can probably say what it is in like a week. But in the meantime, it's just going to be like little panels here and there just so I can get it done. Because we got like this and then maybe one more page before I can take a step back and let them make their announcement at the publisher that I'm working with on this. Yeah, it says, and yeah, Cull is like Proto Conan. The major difference is that Cull is more introspective and philosophical than Conan, but both are cool. Yeah, I think I get. Well, I think I didn't mean that derisively about Cull. What I meant was that it was like, it was the character that from what I understand, kind of paved the way for Conan. For King Kong, he found a balance there. But yeah, I mean, you've heard me talk about Solomon Kane many times. Have you read it yet? Because that's, in my opinion, that is actually Robert E. Howard's best work. I love Solomon Kane, but I'm also a little bit biased because it's more of a traditional hero, but it's so good. I talk about it often, but I know you're not always on my stream, so maybe you missed it, you know? You missed me talking about it for the 150th time, perhaps. So in about a minute, let me just finish these panels, guys. Let me just finish the gray wash here. And then I'll show you the print proof that I got in the mail that I've been obsessing about for my next comic. The one I'm doing after, the one that's going to be released after Knights of Camelot. I tell you, this is the year. I think I'm going to end up getting 4 different books launched. Because Black Mirror 2, then Knights of Camelot, which is at the end of this month, and then this book, which is already done, which I have the print proof for, and there's going to be 2 issues of it in the launch, books 1 and 2. And then I got, hopefully, one more project in me if I can actually get the thing drawn over the next few months. But a lot of that's going to depend on how well these, projects do. Let's see. I have listened to 1 or 2 audiobooks. There is this guy called Cybrarian. Yes, I love Cybrarian. Artie, you're killing me. Cybrarian's like the best. He's so good. His work. He's like he's the voice that I imagine when I think of Solomon Kane. It's perfect. His Conan is also really good, but I love his Solomon Kane because he reads it with a kind of Northern English accent, like a slow kind of deliberate way of speaking. Yeah, no, I highly recommend Solomon Kane. It's incredible. Beautifully written, just like everything he did. That's good advice from Artie Madara. Be sure to see that. Okay, you guys ready to see this? All right, here it comes. Oh, and then I fucking hit the camera. Actually, maybe I can keep this here and just put this on top. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. It's West Deacon. It's West Deacon. So this is West Deacon. This is a comic that I wrote and drew years ago when I wore a younger man's clothes, as the song goes. And I got as people who've been following my streams and listening to me talk endlessly, as you guys know, I got the rights back and am now able to republish it the way I wanted, and it's under my name, my own print, my Black Marrow Comics LLC right there. There it is. It's my boy. So it is now printed in the standard American format. It's unlike Black Marrow. This is actually a 40-page floppy, so it's about half the length. These are going to be shorter comics, but I already have 3 of them drawn. So the Kickstarter is going to be at least the first 2 issues. Look at that. Look at that back. I designed that. So that's not the logo. The logo was designed by a friend. I gave him the image to work with, but he designed it. I designed the page. So this is going to be on the back of each of this first printing of the issues. I think I might do this for a while for the Black Marrow Comics thing, because it has my 4 no, it is my 3 current major properties. Black Marrow, Knights of Camelot here going across, and then West Deacon. So that trifecta is a really good place to start. I'm so excited to show you guys this. So this is the print proof. I just love the feel of a glossy new comic book. So we're going to flip through it. So I redesigned the typeface from the original. Let's see. Let me just address the chat. I'll send you a link, posted in recommendations. Thank you, Artie. You're the best, buddy. BB says, whoa, when's the Kickstarter for this? The Kickstarter for this is going to be after Knights of Camelot's done. So Knights of Camelot is starting end of this month, goes until the end of August. I do fulfillment. Probably going to take most of September, maybe going into the next month. So maybe in November this goes up. Maybe sooner. Because I might, depending on how well Knights of Camelot does, I might have hire someone to help me fulfill that one, because I did Black Marrow myself, the fulfillment, which took a little bit longer. Although I did pretty well getting it done every day, just every day sending tons of copies, unless I had to have something delivered. But I have a feeling Knights of Camelot, I have a feeling it's going to do a little better than Black Marrow, because it's really popular. That's just a popular IP before I ever came along. So. And it might sell more copies because I'm selling it it's like a smaller book, so it's cheaper, which means it's going to naturally attract more people, and I'm doing multiple stuff, variant covers for that one. Anyways, so for this one, I'm looking at as soon as that's done. Thank you, Madar says this looks really nice. So this is drawn years ago, so my art style was different then. It's a little more rich, not quite as... well, actually, Knights of Camelot has a similar look to this. It's really colorful. This is just very different than Black Marrow because the colors are not muted, and here we go. Whoops, I'm gonna have to move the microphone. That's better. Hold on. My goodness, there's too many things on my desk. Get out of here, things. Okay. Sorry, the desk keeps moving. What are you gonna do? Okay. So, and so this is a really kind of more of a cosmic superhero comic. So it's colorful aliens and such. Here's our opening. So I'm not going to spoil too much. I want to just move through it in a way that doesn't spoil what this is or what you're seeing. Some of the art, I am better now than I was when I did this. So I recognize that my faces are not quite the same. But there's a lot of things in it that I really like and want to preserve. I mean, I like the look of this stuff. Let me up. Well, the brightness is probably fine. Yeah, it's fine. These are the way I designed the robots for that world. I had my friend Nick Philpott do the lettering, and he also did the lettering for Knights of Camelot. So this is about 40 pages. It's kind of big for a floppy, but it's a first issue. So, I'm establishing the origin of the character. See, look at that. You can't go far in my work without monsters. This was one of my favorite pages I ever did. I was just I loved how this came out. I was so excited. I was I can't believe I can do this now. This is the first comic that I ever did my own colors for, really, from what I remember. So this is when I was first learning to do digital. So this is all drawn, this is pen and ink traditionally. This is I have the originals in the next room. And it's a stack, like 100 of them, because I drew 3 issues of this before I switched, wanted to go to a different publisher. So this is like a Sharpie. This is a Sharpie and microns on Bristol. And then I did the colors in like probably Clip Studio because I don't think I had Procreate yet. I don't even think I knew about layering images. Like I think I just drew this all. I colored all of it on one layer. More monsters because, you know, it's a Ryan Gutierrez book, so monsters everywhere. Oh, and there he is! Oh, there's my boy! Wes Deacon, the superhero I created when I was a child, who survived until adulthood. In all of his armored glory. He wears like this organic blue glistening armor that's a combination of all these different elements. It's really, I mean, I dork out about it now. I'm like so excited to draw more stuff like this. But the idea, I was talking about this in a previous stream. The idea of Wes Deacon is that he's basically like a cosmic archangel who travels to different worlds and fights monsters and demons and stuff. And the armor's like this magic powered organic armor that it's like a certain type of magic that, you know, is vague and kind of nebulous. Oh, here's more monster stuff. This is definitely has more of a feeling of like anime than others, than like something like Black Mirror. I think the action just holds up. So I always felt like even though some of my drawings were not perfect, that my action sequences were always pretty cool. And the reason this first book did pretty well for a small book when it first came out was that it was people really liked the fight scenes. Which was, you know, was great because I take a lot of time to make sure the choreography of this stuff is good. I'm spoiling a lot right now, I know, but hopefully people will still want to read it even if they see this video. And I have an announcement at the end of this. More severed monster heads there. Oh, look at that double page spread. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute while I check the chat. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, glad you came out. Yeah, me too. I really am. This is like the first time it's been printed in a way that I've wanted. Like where, you know, the pages are nice and glossy. This is so crazy. So the publisher I was working with, I have nothing against them. They're nice people. But it wasn't working out for a few reasons. One of them is that it was overseas. So because of the printing and exchange rate, shipping, all that stuff, this is years ago. This is probably even worse now. In order to turn a profit, I had to charge $10 a copy for a 40-page comic that was smaller than this version and had like rough kind of newsprint type paper. Printing it domestically, larger now domestically, glossy pages, like of way higher, you know, nice quality. It costs less than half of what it is. It's like four something to print it. So in order to turn a profit, I charge like $6-7 on retail. Kickstarter is going to be like, you know, $12-15 because it's going to come with more stuff. But that should give you some indication of how you can get murdered in the exchange rate. It's crazy. But yeah, I love doing stuff like this. I'm excited to work on more of this because, honestly, I love drawing this world for the story. It's interstellar. It's like a whole bunch. Yeah, you see, it's like a spaceship. He has a spaceship that's natural and made of all types of weird stuff. So the idea is that this is his vessel where he travels to different worlds and finds creatures in need of help and, you know, fights. Basically, it's a series. Wes Deacon is a series of boss fights. It's him traveling different worlds, battling different gods and monsters and demons in order to work his way up to his sublime enemy. It's kind of like an action shonen jump type thing, whatever you call it. Yeah, right. $10 for a 40-page book, and like it's smaller than like your average $3.50, $3.99 comic book in a show. It's like there's no way. But I have some good news about that. Oh, thanks, Madara. Yeah, so this double page spread here. And guys, I know a lot of you want to do comics, and I know because you guys talk about it a lot and you ask me questions and everything, and I have to tell you, the joy of getting your print proof like this and being able to flip through it and look at your work in this quality of print, it's so nice. And I hope you all get to experience that. It's so much fun. And like, getting to do this professionally is like a blessing. I have to say, I have so much gratitude, man. The fact that I get to just do this and get to share it with you guys and get to get you motivated to do your comics. And also, you can tell it's broken. This is the one that isn't broken. This one's already broken. The padding is gone. It freaking hurts. I got to get new headphones. But yeah, because I'm looking at it now, I see the asymmetry of it. So yeah, this is like the joy of this field, of this stuff. Some more of my drawings, which are kind of flawed. And I was so close to redrawing the whole issue. Once I got the rights back to the character, I was so close to starting again because I was like, oh, I can do this better now. And my wife was like, first of all, that's insane. Like, you have hundreds of pages of art. Publish it as it is. She's like, it's fine that it looks different. She's like, it's not worse. She was the one telling me, my sweet, wonderful wife was the one saying, like, don't do that. don't make more work for yourself when you already have art that she actually prefers this to Black Marrow, because I think she likes that it's more colorful and strange, and it's a weird design. It's like, but oh man, there's so much content in the book too. I love that it's 40 page, another double page spread. My goodness. So this was the turning point for me. This was the last page that was inked traditionally. This is another big a big splash page that I have drawn in Micron. Maybe you can't see it yet. You see that? That's all cross hatching there on his legs. And right there, that's a lot of cross hatching. Some of it is lost in color, but what are you going to do? So yeah, this was the last part I did traditionally. And then here I switched to digital. This is the first time this is when I first started drawing in Procreate, really, at this level. And you can see the difference. Maybe you can't see it. I hope you can't see the difference too much. I hope it's like not such a big difference, but yeah, this is like Clip Studio Procreate mix, depending on what I was, this probably took a few days. So this is now the introduction to the villains. This is their world, the demon planet run by the vampire king Daymok. I know, my writing is very subtle. As you can see, it's definitely a Ryan Gutierrez comic because it's just dialogue everywhere, lots and lots of needlessly verbose lyrical prose, but I think that's a fun close-up. I thought this was like, I don't know, I thought it was a cool idea for like a floating thing he sits on, and like almost like something. A lot of it was inspired by like abstract or like surrealist, not abstract, surrealist like gothic paintings and art, things like that. Let me check the chat. Yeah, she was right. The stress of perfectionism is bullshit. You really don't need it in your lives, guys. It is a lot of cross-hatching to redo, and it's also unnecessary to redraw an entire comic. Like, that's insane. What was I thinking? I'm so glad I didn't do that. Artie says, yeah, your wife is right. You posted that Takahiko Inoue video think of his slam dunk manga, seeing the difference of the first couple of pages and the last. It's like cool to see improvements. Yeah, I agree. In general, in manga and comics, I like that stuff. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I sometimes, guys, I'm a little bit nuts. I have these like puffs of insanity where I just think, oh yeah, I'll just start from the beginning, and every time it'll be better and better. And it's like I have a whole history with this book. Like imagine redoing this and making all these changes and probably rewriting it and getting rid of this, like the half dozen characters I've introduced in this. Could have been stupid. It would have been insane. And like some of these pages, I'm looking at them now years later and I'm like, I still really like this. It's different. It's like, I think these designs are fun. These zombie creatures Daymok, his crazy sword. We're near the end. For those of you who are, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope it's not a drag. I hope you're not like, why is he showing me this instead of drawing? Yeah, this is another fun character that I really like. Tibra the Brave. I loved working. It's very different than Black Mirror because it's like at the very beginning of West Deacon, I introduced this like whole onslaught of heroes. It's like West Deacon, his friends, is like just like a lot of his companions, his allies. You know, the goal for West Deacon was to do almost like a, you know, I'm introducing his whole mythology, and it's like a world sort of populated by gods and monsters. So it's just like I'm hitting you with like 20 characters in the first book, which is why it's longer. You know, double the length of a typical floppy. Yeah, that's a good point about Berserk, too. Oh, thanks, baby. Okay, I'm glad you guys are on board. So this is the final page of the issue proper. This is Daymok showing his fleet of weird demon ships. This is like his prison where he keeps his slaves. That's his little assistant man. Look at his little hands folded. It's fun. Can't wait for people to get this comic. I think, oh yeah, so here we have the preview for issue 2, which is also drawn. I have that ready. I don't have the print proof for that one. I have previous edition of that. But yeah, you know, a little bit of showing you the inks. When I do a collector's edition of the first few issues, I'll have more, because I have like 100, you know. I thought about doing like deluxe editions where it's the full comic and then it's the full comic again with just the black and white inks and putting it in the same book. I don't know if that's an efficient use of space though, and I don't think people care that much. I think people like seeing the inks sometimes, but I don't think they necessarily want the same, you know, thing. Plus it means I'd be paying for print for like 80 pages even though half of them are black and white. So I might do versions of it where it's the whole book just black and white with no, you know, like a illustrator's edition, and then make that an add-on for certain campaigns. I think that might be fun, because I know there's people out there that are just total ink hounds and they want to see the line art. This guy, he's going to be introduced in issue 3. See, this is my last bit, Heart of Fire, Hands of Stone. That's like a, and this was something I wrote in the back to explain the character and who he is. And I could read it here, or I could let you guys read it when you get the book, if you know, if you want it. So here's the best part. I have, so remember how I said there were like previous versions of it that were printed smaller, and I wanted to print it large like this? Leading up to that release, I have about 120 copies left of that first printing where it was done smaller, like mini comics, and I've added them today to the Knights of Camelot campaign, where you can get it as an add-on for like $2 or $3, like almost like $3. That's it. And anybody who wants it can have it. I might even say less. I've right now it's priced at $3 an issue, because I'm already not going to turn a profit. I'm not going to ask for $10 for a little mini comic. But if people don't like $3, maybe I'll bring it down to $2. So, because it's really more about getting in people's hands. And basically, it's like I'm calling it a preview mini comic for the first issue for this. So before people, this is like how you kind of have to think when you guys are doing your campaigns, hopefully in the future, those of you that do comics. So now people who get Knights of Camelot, you know, if they want, they can get this, and it's a limited number, so it's like more incentivizing to people who like to collect stuff. And when they do, they'll have, it's 40 pages, so it's a pretty, you know, this is like a pretty substantial read for a comic book, but it's going to be smaller, cheaper, and it's not quite as glorious as this printing, so what essentially happens is it whets their appetite for the book. And that's why when I do the Wes Deacon campaign later on, it's going to be for the first 2 or maybe even 3 issues of Wes Deacon. So that way, people who read the small mini comic version have a reason to look at that campaign again when it happens, because they're like, oh, you know what, I'll get the second issue, and you know what, I'll get the first issue again, maybe, because I want a nice version of it, it's printed larger. But I'm treating it like so if somebody gets a Knights of Camelot issue and they add like $3 onto it, they're going to get Wes Deacon book 1 thrown in the same bag and board, maybe on the back, a smaller mini comic you can read, and just to whet your appetite for what's next. Plus bookmarks, things like that. The variant covers, like, so you make things like this work, and little by little, as the collection of stuff I have at Black Marrow Comics is like expanding, and I have more and more titles to offer, the campaigns are going to do better and better, because people can just, if they feel like they like my work and they want to buy multiple things, they can spend more or not, and I'm going to have digital versions for people who don't want to spend much money. So that's kind of like how as you get better at the administrative side of it, this stuff will just pop up. Like I'm going to add digital add-ons for like people who just do the digital copy of Knights of Camelot. They just spend like $7 on that. There's a $10 add-on for the digital PDF of both book 1 and 2, $10 each. So for like $30, you're going to get someone will get almost 250 pages of a graphic novel that they can read in their own, little by little. This is how you build your business. So because I'm the reason I'm going into this is because there's people who've been DMing me asking how I'm doing this and like how I managed to make this a living. And the reason is that I every time I get something like this, I funnel it back into the business and I try to make it fit as a way that people can choose to support me or not. Artie says, yeah, it's cool. It's your personal history. You can see where you were at that time with your art and even your life. Yeah, that's definitely true. This was like my dream book, honestly. And I'll be frank with you. When I first did this, I was a little disappointed with how it came out and how it didn't lead to the offers I was hoping. And I almost I kind of quit comics for a while. Like I was doing illustration and making a living, but I had lost the dream of publishing my own stuff. I was just like, I became a kind of a gun for hire for a while, where I was just drawing other people's stuff, and Black Marrow as a character kind of saved me. He kind of pulled me out of it. Like I just went for it and I did something different with him, and I went for something kind of like fun and more simple than Wes Deacon. Wes Deacon is a little bit weirder, but also at the same time, I think possibly more marketable because it's more colorful and sort of lighthearted. But I struggled for a bit because I was so disappointed that my life didn't turn into this thing I wanted it to. And then Black Marrow was the first success that I had, the first real success where I was like, oh, this is like a profit. Like I'm actually like making money off this. So that's why it meant a lot to me to I bought the rights back to Wes Deacon, and then I published it with the Black Marrow banner, because it's like that character, he made him possible for me. And Wes Deacon was like the dream. It was the original dream I had. It was like the one that I was like for years building the mythology. And so now getting to work on that again and getting to re-release it with a new fan base that knows me from Black Marrow, and now they're all going to get a chance to take a look at Wes Deacon, because now my Kickstarter has like significant, not insignificant followers. Like I'm getting a few hundred people showing interest already, and it's like enough that I can turn a little profit. So, and also all this stuff is going to be going up on the website too. Black Marrow 2 is going up maybe today for any, for retailers and individuals and stuff. And then so this I might even do a soft opening on the website where you can buy Wes Deacon, but I haven't printed 100 copies of this yet, 1,000 copies, whatever. But yeah, so I'm here for questions if anybody has any questions about this stuff, because I know a lot of you guys are comic guys and you probably want to do similar stuff. You forgot about the dolphin character? Oh, Gilbert? when I called him Gilbert, it wasn't meant to be a pun, like him being Gil, especially because dolphins don't have gills, which is really ironic. But yeah, I just called him Gilbert because I thought it was a cute name. Gilbert Nofri, the librarian. So a little thing about some of these characters. Wes Deacon is obviously the like demigod hero. Gilbert is his personal scribe and like historian. So he has this whole library of books of all the ancient gods and demons and stuff that Wes Deacon has to face, and some of them that might be allies, and like the lore of the universe that they're in, this like interstellar civilization with all this stuff. And he's Wes Deacon's personal like biographer. Like he's basically, a lot of the story is the point of view of Gilbert writing about the exploits of this god king that he's following, this like archangel creature, and as his companion, and also like his his friend who's constantly worried about him, that kind of thing. It's cute. And then there's Lorna, and she's kind of the mother of the ship. And then this badass, I can't wait for book 3 for you guys to see that. That's when he's introduced. That's Oskale Bluejohn, and he's his greatest friend and warrior. He's like he's kind of they're like Tonto and the Lone Ranger kind of thing. Broken Blade says, to perseverance, Clang. Yeah, man. Let's all be persevering. Question from BB says, is it smarter nowadays to build an audience via webcomics before attempting print? Some people will say yes. For me personally, it's... I didn't do it that way. The way I did it, I just built the audience on Instagram through just posting my work until more and more people were interested, and then I did my first Kickstarter. However, I don't know if everybody should do that, because the reason it worked pretty well for me is because Black Marrow as a character, like that image of him, the werewolf with the gun and the like Josie Wales pose and the cowboy gunslinger monster killer, something about that image caught people when I first posted it. I remember posting it, and I tried to boost the post, and Instagram wouldn't let me boost the post because it had guns in it, like very clear revolvers, which is like so stupid. Because I think I drew it kind of realistic, so the AI read it as like me having pictures of guns. I don't think you're allowed to boost any post that has like guns in it, like real guns. So then I checked the next day and it had like thousands of likes, and I was like, I thought I couldn't boost it, and then I looked and I couldn't boost it. It just was that popular. It was just getting shared a lot, or rather, it was getting a lot of likes, and so that kind of blew up. And then I leveraged that into the first Kickstarter. There was also some stuff with the publisher at the time where they weren't putting the book out, so there was controversy around it, and people who were like rooting for me, and I think that added to the build up around it. So I lucked out with that, and that might be why that did well, was because of that. So I hope that answers your question. But my whole thing is, I think you should use social media to boost your fan base. And once you get a loyal fan base and you interact with them a bit, you launch your book. And sometimes not even then. Sometimes launch your book and give it a small goal, By the way, friend of the channel, Mr. Grimble, who I've had on before, his Kickstarter is going really well. I'll drop a link for you guys. You should, if anybody here likes horror, he does like real horror, not like my baby horror where I have like a spooky monster before Black Marrow kills it. He does like real horror. If you like that stuff, check out his Kickstarter. Just look up Mr. Grimble on Kickstarter, or Mad City is the name of his campaign. And it's doing pretty well. He met his goal on day one. And this was his first campaign. He started small. Let me even see how he's doing. Let me see. He started with just $1,000 goal. He met that in the first 2 hours. And now he's halfway through the campaign, and he's got over $1,500. So he's probably going to reach $2,000, which is not bad for a first book. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to sign off in a bit, but I wanted to know, has anyone else got questions? Anybody, anything else? Yeah, so anyways, going just to answer your question real quick, the webcomics thing, I know some people who've done that and they've had an amazing success. And I never did the webcomic thing. I never did webcomics. It just missed me. Because like the main website where people publish it, Webtoons, from what I understand, they have full publishing rights. Once you publish through them on their website, they have full rights to it for like a few years. Even if you just never publish it again, you can't publish it anywhere else without them being involved. And I did not like that, so I never went with him. They like automatically hold the rights to your work. Don't like that. But people have gotten rich on there, so just doing digital, webcomics. But all right, well, I guess if that's it, I'm gonna sign off for today. Maybe I'll stream again tonight because my wife's gonna be out. I might be a little tired though. I haven't been sleeping so much. I didn't sleep at all the night before last, so I'm still kind of recovering from that. So maybe, but yeah, you see, Broken Place says, yeah, fuck that. I know. Thank you guys. This was great. I now leave you with the Knights of Camelot trailer.